a written agreement to that effect yet, but that's what's been proposed.
Well, I don't have an opinion on which one of those options, but I think a share type of thing would be most equitable as opposed to just us. So whatever way that comes out.
Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Kaiser?
I thought the last time that this was brought up, 2 weeks ago and so, and I said, I believe it was the council that said we weren't interested, come back and show other options. All I'm seeing here is a difference in the price of the.
No, you said you weren't happy with the price. You want to see what concrete
Okay.
price was going to be.
All right.
That's what we
So,
took it.
my suggestion is there, and it's kind of what Jerry was saying, is there an option for this owner of maybe doing a cost share of the cost and they retain ownership and the maintenance and the snow removal and all that, but by doing the cost share, we gain access during city events that the parking lot could be used. I mean, again, I'm looking at an alternative versus us just taking it and sharing the burden, and really the only person that benefits is the owner.
If that's, we could certainly look at that. I just didn't have any direction from the council to start offering something like that. So, I mean,
I'm spitballing in one idea. I'm sure there may be others, but that was one idea.
Okay. I have a question, kind of goes along with that. Tom, how do you envision the city using this lot? Like who would actually park there?
you know, as we develop future residential park, more apartments maybe upstairs, there might be something that where we experience. We have a few blocks now that we have people overnight on the streets. A lot of times we're doing snow removals or other events, we're having to have cars towed a lot because of overnight parking. So as the downtown housing increases, if we see that increase, that could become an issue. They need more parking that would be off of the main street. Currently our regulations are 5 hours, I believe, and it's kind of enforcement by when there's an issue.
Okay, one more question. Where would the funding come from?
That'd be up to the council. We would present some options, I assume, how we could possibly fund it, but as far as a designated source, they don't have one.
Okay. Any other questions? Are you okay moving this one forward?
I'd rather see other options than this current proposed. That's my opinion.
Rather see other options?
Would you like me just to negotiate with them and see what they will offer? As far as make a cost share, some kind of a lease program? Is that? If you have interest, I'll try that.
I think that's what we're hearing.
Okay, we'll do that.
Again, I'm open to other ideas, but that was one suggestion.
Well, no, I don't think there's an interest in or assuming it outright and doing all the expense from what I'm seeing. So we'll see if there's an alternative to that. So let's don't put it back. Don't push it forward. We'll bring it back when we've got something to prepare to
Okay.
propose to the council.
Sounds good. Next is number 3, receipt of proposal for infill housing. Tom, you're up.
So this is a lot on 4 lots actually on Franklin. There's also some lots behind it on West End that adjoin that. So there's the winding way. You're familiar with that? It runs through kind of the red lot there and makes it unbuildable. It's too steep. But those 3 lots there, we have a proposal from R&D that want to put infill housing there on those locations. And also, the sewer line doesn't run in the easement behind there. It actually runs through the properties on West End, and they're all vacant. There's numerous vacant lots back there. And they have some ideas for possible use of that down the road. So what they're proposing are a bond on these 3, and they put 3 infill housings on this lot if we can secure all of the lots that they're requesting in this location. And then they'll look at proceeding to future development on those other back lots if they can acquire some other ones around it and put something together. It'd be for 2 years. That would kind of give them that time to develop that and work towards acquiring those other lots on the behind it. And if that didn't happen, they would stay with the city. So we're not giving them away. We're just saying we're giving you a 2-year window to try to put something together on those back lots as well. But there'd be 3 lots filled with houses initially. I don't know if do you have a picture of the lots they have some pretty nice housing laid out, and they'd be using contract builders. And
Those are in the packet.
okay, you got the housing. Okay, so I think it's a good source. We've been trying to get these lots marketed for some time, and there's just not a lot of interest in it. So, I think it'd be good to get some new housing in that area.
Okay, any discussion?
quick question. Was that on that is on the south side of the road?
Yes.
And that's right at the top of the hill of Franklin before it does the big dip?
Yep, that, like I say, what people view as the winding way cuts through the corner of that red lot there on the side, so.
Okay. Yeah, I'm all for seeing growth. I grew up at 1100, so I'm
Yeah.
all for growth there.
Well, they, like I say, have plans. These would not be rentals. They would be for sale. They want to see the developers in question. They're all wanting to sell these. So they'd be owner occupied structures.
Okay.
And I assume this isn't in a flood zone.
Those
Not
three are not.
Okay.
The red one would definitely be. So
Okay. Any other discussion? Are you okay moving this one forward to the next city council meeting?
Yep.
Okay, we'll move this one forward to next city council meeting. Number 4, I have a change order. Number 3 for Sturgeon, Fisk, and Homestead. That was combined with the Sturgeon Rollins water main replacement agreement. Mr. Sanders.
yep, this is the. So we had some drainage improvements that needed to be done, so they got combined in with that. Some Sturgeon Street, it was ditching along there, and also a drain that was put across. You know how water laid up next to the railroad tracks in that area was always a swamp over in there. So this will confine that to a ditch and then also drain that area better. And also on Homestead Hill, we put some under drains in along there, which will keep the water from surging up through the pavement, and we'll take it over new curb and gutters that were added later. And then on Fisk Avenue, we have a storm drain under the road there that was washing out around utilities, and we had to do quite a bit of improvement and extend that pipe over there to get that sort of corrected. Total on that were, I think, $7,500, $7,800, and then $19,000 and some change.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, are you okay with moving this one forward? Okay, we'll move this one to the next city council meeting. Number 5, receipt of quotes for Fox Park Retention Basin. Mr. Sanders.
This is to add a standpipe. Right now, we have a large detention basin that was created over there. We have a 36-inch diameter pipe that comes into that pond, and we put a 24-inch. Thought that would retain it based on the area that it was going to drain by our engineering firm. Even in a heavy rain, the 6.5-inch rain that we had is not really filling that up. We're backing that up in there and significantly utilizing the space, and it's getting kind of overgrown with vegetation. So what we're proposing is to put a standpipe in there, which would give us about 5 or 6 foot of water inside that to keep it like actually a water basin that could be utilized, have a better aesthetics in that area, and still leave about 4 or 5 foot of freeboard if we had a heavy rain that wouldn't surcharge it. So you're still going to have the benefit of a detention basin, but yet it'll be more like a water feature that's easier to maintain and better to look at.
Okay, Mr. Kaiser.
When we first did this, the concern was with all the work that we did in the presidential streets, and the issue was the flooding in Fox Run. So we did this piece, and I'm just curious, with all the big rains, was this helpful? Has it avoided all the flooding that was going on downstream?
The presidential streets, Garfield and Harrison, drained to what you see as the McKenzie Street. There was a drainage that went down between, I guess, it used to be Doug Galaski's and stuff right there, and we made an improvement there and put in a small berm, which would create a detention basin. There's a weir in there that really slows that down, and we did some other work on drainage up through there. The water that this catches actually comes from more to the west, and not necessarily from those streets in there, so they didn't really have much impact on it.
Okay.
And I actually had to firm up, they're not capturing the water. Some of the water that they were intending on capturing is actually going into some drains that they weren't identified, and going into the stormwater system down Fisk, and actually go over towards, I can't think, Wendell? Nah, it's Wicker, the Wicker Street detention, I'm sorry. And that's where some of that goes. So they're not seeing the water flow in there. That 36-inch pipe rarely runs full. Even like I say, when we had that 6.5-inch rain, it didn't surcharge this detention basin.
So is Fox Run still having the issues of the flooding?
It's been greatly reduced by the efforts that were done over there on McKenzie and other programs. And this one has reduced it some, but we're still not getting that water. And it will continue. You're still going to have the same capacity here for retention.
Okay. All right.
Other discussion? Hearing none, would you all like to move this one forward to the next city council meeting? Okay, we'll move this one to the next city council meeting. Number 6, a resolution adopting an update of the city's loss control manual. Mr. Douglas.
Yes, our loss control manual gives guidance to employees on best practices for operating safe work zones and safe workplaces. Our loss control manual has not been updated in many years. It's the first thing that MIRMA looks at when they do our annual evaluation. It figures greatly into that score, and so we've presented the last couple years a draft of this one to MIRMA, but we need to get this officially approved and make this our official loss control manual.
Okay, any questions? Any discussion? If not, any issues moving this one forward? Okay, we'll move this forward to the next city council meeting. Next, number 7, request to authorize the interim city manager to complete a sales transaction for the 2007 Pierce Contender to the Sumner Fire Protection District for $60,000.
It's
Chief Ryan, you're last but certainly not least.
This was kind of.
Tom may need to help you there.
Okay. This was done somewhat fast. We've had the truck on a website for approximately 4 months. We really haven't gotten any good leads at all. These guys contacted us, came down last Thursday afternoon, went home, talked to the board, talked to their bank, and called us on Friday to propose a price of $60,000. After going back through looking at the online websites for a truck that's in the same general condition, it's a reasonable selling price. You normally start a price on a website at high and negotiate yourself to where you feel comfortable selling it. The other thing, the advantage of this is it's somewhat local still, and it keeps our truck that we had here in service and helping out a community that right now has no truck at all. So our suggestion is that we take the $60,000 offer and move forward for a sale.
Okay, any discussion?
What was the original list price?
150 is what we started off with, but honestly, you start
been there
high and work your way down.
Yeah.
So,
Any other questions? I just had one question on the
Sure.
truck itself. It looks like we're just selling the truck,
yeah,
no
there's a few pieces
equipment.
No, there's a few pieces of equipment on there. There's a older generator on there that can stay with the truck. It's designed to have that on there, and then there might be a couple small ground ladders that we've already upgraded when we got some of the ladders when we bought the aerial truck last year.
Okay, any other questions? Are you okay moving this one forward? Okay, we'll move this to the next city council meeting. Thank you, Chief. Is there anything else to come before the work session? Hearing none, I ask for a motion to adjourn the work session.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're adjourned.